The Caterpillar's Crown. In the magical Flutterleaf Forest, where lantern bugs glowed like stars and tulips sang lullabies at night, lived a small, curious caterpillar named Cory. Cory wasn't famous like Bella the butterfly who painted the sky with color. He wasn't powerful like Hank the stag beetle, whose horns could lift a fallen log. And he certainly wasn't fast like Suri the squirrel, who zipped between trees quicker than a blink. But Cory was kind and thoughtful, and most of all, curious. One fresh morning, after a rainstorm had polished every leaf and stone, Cory was crawling along his favorite mossy path when something sparkled under a mushroom cap. He squinted. What's that? Nestled in the moss was a tiny crown, no bigger than a dandelion puff. It shimmered with gold threads and little specks that looked like amber dew. Cory looked around. No one. Maybe it's for me. He carefully wriggled his fuzzy green body under the crown, balancing it on his head like a teacup. He turned to the nearest puddle and gasped, I look like a king. And then, in a deep but still squeaky voice, he declared, I am Cory the Caterpillar, King of Flutterleaf. With the crown balanced high on his head, Cory crawled up the tallest log and called to the wind, Subjects of the forest, your king has arrived. Please bring me a berry breakfast and fluff my favorite leaf for a royal nap. A ladybug fluttered by, confused. Cory, is that a buttercup crown? No, Cory said proudly. It's a royal crown. I'm your king now. The ladybug giggled. Do kings wear petals? Cory didn't hear. He was already giving orders to a confused line of ants. You, guard this log. You, shine that pebble. You, sing a welcome song. The ants just blinked. One finally said, Why should we listen to you? Because I have a crown, Cory insisted. That's not how it works, a beetle muttered from the ferns. But Cory wasn't listening. He marched around, giving more orders. Royal nap, royal snack, royal foot bath. By noon, he was tired and cranky. No one had brought berries. No one fluffed his nap leaf. The only thing royal was how hot his head felt from balancing the crown all day. This leadership thing is hard, he muttered. As the sun dipped low and the leaves glowed golden orange, Cory slumped beside a slow-moving, shell-wearing figure near the river. It was Grandpa Snail, wise and wrinkly, who moved slower than a growing tree but saw more than anyone else in the forest. Grandpa Snail squinted at Cory's crown. Nice buttercup! It's a real crown, Cory said, though his voice was less certain now. Found it, did you? Yeah, and I thought it meant I could be a leader. Grandpa Snail chuckled, the kind of chuckle that smelled like old books and river moss. Do you know what a leader really does, little one? Cory tilted his fuzzy head. Gives orders? Nope. Gets the best berries? Grandpa Snail shook his head. Bosses everyone around? Try again, Cory sighed. Then, what? Grandpa Snail leaned close and whispered, A real leader helps others grow. Cory blinked. Grow? Grandpa Snail pointed to the tall tulip trees. The best trees don't shout, they shelter. The best stones don't sparkle, they steady. And the best caterpillars, he tapped Cory gently, help others become their best selves. Cory looked down at the crown. But I don't know how to do that. You will, Grandpa Snail said, slowly inching away. If you're willing to crawl before you rule. The next morning, as Cory rested on a leaf and watched butterflies paint the air, a sharp wind sliced through Flutterleaf Forest. Leaves swirled, branches creaked. Crack! Then came a sound that made every creature freeze. The giant Blossom Bridge, the only crossing over Glitter Creek, had collapsed. The creek, swollen from rain, now rushed wild and dangerous. The animals on the other side were stranded. Panicked voices echoed from trees and burrows. How will we get food? What if the water floods our homes? Who will lead us? Cory gulped. The forest looked to the usual leaders, Hank the beetle, Bella the butterfly, but they stood unsure, fidgeting. And then All eyes turned to Corey. A ladybug whispered, "You helped me." A robin added, "You believed in me." The beetle and butterfly stepped back, bowing their heads. "Corey," Bella said, "you lead." Corey's legs trembled, but he nodded. He climbed a log to speak. "We can't fly or swim across, but maybe we can build a new bridge. Together." The crowd blinked. "Us? Build a bridge?" "Not just a bridge," Corey said. "A forest bridge, one made of everyone's strength." He pointed to the ants. "You can carry twigs." To the spiders. "You can spin ropes." To the squirrels. "You're fast. Gather vines." And to the beetles. "You're strong. Help hold it steady." Animals nodded. Then they moved together. For hours, the forest bustled. Webs became ladders, vines became rails, fallen branches became a walkway, and Corey, he crawled from group to group, encouraging, thanking, cheering. When the sun dipped low, the final plank was placed. The animals cheered. They had done it. The next morning, Corey left his crown tucked safely beneath his favorite mushroom. "If I'm going to be a real leader," he said, "I need to start by helping." He hadn't crawled far when he heard a rustling cry. "Help! Someone help!" It came from a young beetle stuck upside down on a slippery leaf that had bent over a puddle. Corey rushed over. "Hold on!" he shouted. "I've got you!" He scampered up the stalk, gripped the edge of the leaf with his 6 tiny feet, and pulled slowly, carefully, until the beetle was right side up again. "Thank you," the beetle said, blinking. "Everyone else just walked past." Corey smiled. "Leaders don't walk past." And as he turned to leave, he noticed something strange. The leaf beneath him shimmered gold for a moment, then stopped. "Huh?" Corey muttered. "Weird." That afternoon, Corey saw a young robin chirping on the ground, wings drooping sadly. "My nest fell," the robin sniffled, "and my mom won't let me fly again until I can reach it myself." Corey looked up. The nest was high in a tree. "I don't think I can help you fly," he said, "but maybe I can help you practice." For the next hour, Corey ran back and forth, cheering loudly as the robin hopped from rock to rock, flap by flap. At one point, Corey even built a ramp from leaves and twigs. Finally, the robin took a deep breath and soared up to the branch. "I did it!" she chirped. "You sure did!" Corey beamed. As she flew, a breeze swept through the trees, and Corey swore he saw a single golden feather drift to the ground and disappear. Something magical was happening. Later that week, the ladybugs held their annual dot parade, where they danced in spirals and showed off their shiny spots. But this year, rain had washed away the paints and silks they used to decorate their shells. The whole event was about to be cancelled. Corey stood up. "Wait, I can help." He spent the day gathering flower petals, berry juice, and pollen powder. Using brushes made of moss and bark, he and the ladybugs painted every dot back, this time more colorful than ever. The parade danced on, brighter than before. Corey didn't wear his crown. He just smiled from the crowd, heart full. But that night, something else happened. Back at his mushroom, Corey found his crown waiting for him, brighter than ever before. It shimmered now with light, as though it had soaked up the good he'd done. That evening, as the moon cast silver over the trees, Corey returned to his mushroom. The crown still waited, but now it was alive with light. Soft golden glows pulsed from its petals. Etched into the band were tiny images: a leaf, a robin, a web, a smiling beetle, all symbols of the creatures Corey had helped. He picked it up gently. "I thought this made me a king," he whispered, "but I had it backward." He placed it on his head, not proudly, but humbly. "I didn't lead by ruling," he said. "I led by serving." The crown sparkled once and softly disappeared into mist. In its place grew a single tall blossom, glowing from within, a leader's bloom. Only those who lead with love could grow it. Weeks passed, the forest had returned to peace, and Corey, he felt strange, sleepy, heavy. One morning, he curled into a silky bed under the mushroom and dozed off. He dreamed of feathers and clouds, of songs and laughter, of golden crowns and glowing blossoms. When he awoke, everything had changed. He blinked, he stretched, he flapped wings, brilliant, shining wings, painted in the soft colors of every creature he'd helped. He was no longer Cory the caterpillar, he was Cory the butterfly. The forest gathered as he flew for the first time. Bella smiled. You always had the heart of a leader. And now, Grandpa Snail added, you have the wings to match. Cory twirled through the air, laughter trailing behind him like petals on wind. The old mushroom still stands in Flutterleaf Forest. And if you ever visit on a quiet evening, you may see a soft glow beneath it, a leader's bloom taller than all the rest. And nearby, a group of young caterpillars listening to stories about Cory. Not Cory the king, not Cory the butterfly, but Cory, the one who learned that true leadership isn't about a crown or power or being the loudest. It's about helping others grow, just like he did.